right, here we are. You guys can hear me, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Everything seems to be going as planned. All right, here. There, we got some sounds going. My son, speaking of VR, every time he uses his VR, it jacks my entire system up because when I turn it back on, all of the sounds come out of his headset. Like it wants you to be on VR all the time. Kind of like Meta. Awesome. All right, since when we were last here, you guys found yourselves freeing. What was her name? Valona. So Valona Leadstopper. You guys had freed her. Stefanos has her in tow, heading out the door. Rilo Leadstopper, her dad, is in the battle with the last of 3 Gricks. Glory was coming around the back, and things were sort of happening. Right at the end, a scout has shown up, unlocked the door, and is standing in the room north of David, because he's in the guard room, and west of Stefanos and Valona. You aren't sure of her intentions, but there was no attacking. She's at this point neutral, at least.
Who's David?
I'm sorry, Tyros.
Oh, okay. I thought
Mr.
David was
Mr. Smarty Pants here. All right, cool. All right, so we're at the top of this round. We've already rolled for initiative, correct?
Yeah. Do you want to share the map?
Do I want to? Yes. Will I? Also, yes.
Would you be able to?
Would I be able to? Yes. So you're all good to go then, yes?
Yeah. Did we roll for initiative? I can't remember.
I thought you did.
That was the last thing we did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just so we're ready to roll. All right. So on that, so it's the scout's turn, and she's just going to proceed cautiously towards the door, and she shouts out to Stefanos, who are you and what are you doing with Valona? And of course, Stefanos isn't here. So I would wager that Stefanos would suggest that she's saving Valona's biscuits and bringing her out of harm's way. And that'll be good enough, I think, for Evelia. That's her name, Evelia, or Olivia. My bad, Olivia.
Olivia.
Yeah. And this brings us now to Tyros.
And immediately I'm going to walk out into the main hall here. And I draw my longbow and have it aimed at Scout Olivia and immediately ask, who are you and why are you here?
You are still blessed.
I am, apparently.
All right, so you're gonna have to repeat that.
Okay.
Let me pause. So as you come through the door, let's replay this. An elf stands before the door, in the tunnel. She has an arrow notched and trained on you. Right now, it's trained on Stefanos. Just, see what's going on. And she says, "Put the gnome down and leave. You will not take her anywhere and torture her anymore. There may be more of you, but some of you will not survive the fight if you try to take her." So it's pretty clear to you that this elf is here to save this gnomish girl, just as you are. So you raise your bow, David, and she side eyes you, and you're not convinced that she wouldn't be able to put an arrow in you before you put one in her.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can probably get one into her before she'd be able to turn around and fire it off at me. And I ask her very quickly, who are you and why are you here? We've actually come to save this young girl and take her away from this torturous place.
So, she's like, look, I'm a member of the Order of the Gauntlet, right? We're dedicated to fighting the tyranny of the Black Fist Knights, and Valona here is a member of that same order, right? I'm here to rescue her. She's one of us. She's not one of you. I've never seen you before.
Well, we've actually been asked by the Order several times to come and help out, which is why we are here. Her father is inside the torture chamber, or
You
the
have not.
funhouse, as they call it.
That's a downright lie. No one from the Order of the Gauntlet has asked you to do anything.
Or not the Gauntlet. We've been asked to fight. What was it? The Black Dragon.
Sure. That doesn't mean anything to her, though, right? Like, you know. So
But-
your misstep has sort of undermined your trust with her just a little bit, right? There's a lot of orders in Phlan, right? A lot of secret societies. You're not a member of hers, and she looks at you with, she's very suspect. And as you're
I
talking
urge
to her,
you-
go ahead.
I urge you to put down your bow and let us pass through so that we can return Valona back to her home and her father.
So let's play this out, right? Valona knows me. I know Valona. We're part of the same order. Right? I come to a prison where she's being tortured to rescue her, and I see her with you. For all I know, she's coming back from being tortured, right? And you're coming back from a break. Like so I don't know you. So I would suggest you put down your weapon in good faith before I drop my arrow.
With that, I lower my bow and take it off of her to show in good faith that I have no intention, and I do trust her because she doesn't look like one of the guards. But I still have my arrow cocked.
Right, and to be fair, even though it reset after the last game, she does see the corpses of the guards around her, right? So that there is at least, like, she knows that something has happened here, and she looks at you, she's like, and she lowers her weapon, and she's like, what's happened here? What's going on?
All right, allow us to walk into the room with Valona. Her father can come out as well, and if you are who you say you are, then we can all leave here in peace.
So this is all happening sort of simultaneous. I'm going to move Stefanos and let the three of you group up into the room. I think that's probably enough dialogue for this round, so these guys are all here. And the last thing for this round is you hear, I can never pronounce these names, man. I don't know why I do this to myself. Olivia, Scout, the Scout. You hear her ask, Valona, are you okay? What have they done to you? And do you still have the map? And she just, raises her head, exhausted, and she says, "Aye." And that's the end of your turn. Brings us to Grukel. So Grukel, of course, he's just within melee attack of his tentacles. Doesn't know what's going on, reaches out at Tempe, hits him hard. And brings down Tempe's health pretty readily. At the same time, his tentacles are going, lunges with his multi-attack at Dinjarin with his beak. But it misses. Thus ends.
Wow, they missed
turn.
all the guy with all the hit points.
Yeah, I know. I like the healthy stayed healthy.
But he also has the highest armor class, I think, in comparison to.
Yeah, he does. So, Rilo sees all this. He's seen in his periphery, he saw his daughter being taken out. He's feeling really good about this. And with that, he's going to use his short sword, and he gets multi-attack. And with this, he does miss. So unfortunately, he does not get the second attack because he missed on the first. But he's steadfast in his effort to get here. Glory's going to come up. Let's see what would Glory do? Let's see. There's no knowledge searching. Yeah, I think Glory would attack with her bone staff. That has to be, hold on, that has to be within melee. So she's gonna move on him. So this thing's now surrounded and being beat upon by all of you. She comes down hard on the Grukel, and it does connect, bone staff cracking into its skull, to do . a good 10 points of damage, right? So even with that 10 points, still not dead, but on its way. Ends her turn. This brings us to Alexandria, our fine feathered friend. You are within. Remember, we agreed that you were within melee distance, right?
Yeah, I do have disadvantage on everything though, but I'll give it a shot. Okay.
I was gonna say the worst that can happen is that you miss, but the worst that can happen is that you fumble.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Here we
Yeah,
go.
don't fumble.
Ooh, wow. Nothing but skill.
So you hit.
Do I have disadvantage on the damage rolls as well?
Yes.
Okay, wait. Ignore that then.
I'll just manually do it.
Okay.
I'll just take off 3. So where are we at with the group? 44. That'd be 41.
All right. I'll take my second attack.
Awesome. Oh, crit.
Wow.
Oh,
No, it's not a crit because of the disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
Nine.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
Sick.
So this thing is, this thing. There. Look, there's 5 of you just wailing on this Grickle. This was clearly the boss Grickle, and Mr. Blessed here.
Finish him.
Yeah, so there's there's bits of Grickle here. It smells like a bait store, right? Like there's a lot going on, right? And if this thing could escape at this point, it probably would. All right,
Yeah,
Jaron.
Am I on him? Yeah. I'm gonna attack with my maul like usual, and then divine smite if I hit. But I didn't hit, so.
So you got very lucky. All enemies attempt to move 5 feet closer to you as a reaction to you smelling very good.
Oh. Glad I smell nice.
I do. I think that's one of my favorite ones we've seen so far. You smell nice. All right, that's your turn, man. I believe you don't have any. Do you get a bonus?
I do have bonus actions, and let's see, where is that? Just wait. Who's next? Yeah, to be safe. Where is that thing? Where? Hold on, I'm scrolling through to find it. There it is. I'm gonna apply my Shield of Faith. I don't know if I already did this, but to Tempe, I think would that work?
Yep.
Did it? Okay, so he should at least. Okay, he should have at least added 2. Tempe, do you have 2 more points to your armor class? That's my last
he
one.
does. He does. He has AC +2, as well as he's also blessed, so he has a bonus on his saves and his attack in case he does die.
So just in case somehow Gruckle gets you first, you should be a little bit more protected from dying. And that's my turn.
Thank you.
So Vanola, it's Vanola's turn. Vanola lunges forward and falls into the arms of Squall Evlia. Someone pronounce it for me so I can hear it.
Olivia.
Oh my God, Olivia. There you go. Hooked on phonics. He falls into the arms and says, the map is safe. We will find the lair of the white dragon. It's in the mountains to the north. On my heel, if something were to happen to me, I've created a patch of fake skin, and within that skin contains the map. So, she has this map to the lair of the white dragon. This is clearly something that the Order of the Gauntlet has been after. She was willing to risk her life. So it turns out that this troubled youth wasn't as troubled as maybe everyone thought, and was up to some goodness. And with that, she's exhausted and just lays recovering in the arms of the scout. Tempe.
Seven blessings.
Tempe has been blessed in many ways. So, you see that this thing is all but dead, but you know that if it gets another attack on you, that might be the end of Tempe.
Right, and in that case, it's if I fumble or if I try to move away, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, the fumble's
I'm
the fumble.
gonna roll the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'll fumble twice in a row. I mean, anything's possible, but
It is possible.
I am gonna target the Grugel with my spike chain. Taste
Awesome.
metal. You foul beast.
Oh, he does miss. So you see this chain sort of fly past the Grick, and for a moment, Tempe looks in silhouette as if he's a fisherman with the world's largest piece of bait. Again, the smell sort of reinforces that. The good news is Dinjarin smells nice.
Thank the gods. Yeah, I'm not gonna move away, so I will complete my turn.
So Stephanos, knowing that Vinola has been led to safety, yells down to Tyros, hold fast, let me go and see if my assistance is needed, knowing that some of you might be hurt. And she can move 25 feet, so she does that move. And then she's going to dash as her action, so she's going to move another 25 feet. Just to be within at least healing range if needed. And she's doing the moonwalk because she's backwards. Mm-hmm. There we go. And this ends this round. So we're beginning the top of the next round. I'm going to go ahead and roll initiative for everyone this time. It's just easier since half the people aren't here. So let me get to the top of the round. Roll for initiative. I got to restart the round. My bad. I should have done this first. Roll all initiatives. Brings us to Alexandria, is now at the top of the stack. So as you can see, the Grukel really would have loved to have been the first person up. Alas, there's a couple of people can thump on him before he gets there. I assume your guys' team plan is to just continue to pummel the Grick. All right, so it doesn't probably require a ton of conversation. So Alexandria, what will you do in this moment?
Well, no promises. Read the thumping. Yeah.
Yes.
Let me take my second attack. Oh, wait. No. I should have rolled it with disadvantage.
Well, roll your second dice. As long as one's, yeah. All right. You're good to go, because I'll give you the 3 was your first dice. So, okay, good. Roll your hit. Comes down hard.
Dead
so
yet?
Not yet. So this thing is like barely alive. There's the bits of Grick sort of splattering the walls and all of you. It's like a bad Tarantino movie where the hero is suddenly coming upon his vengeance is coming down upon the bad guy, and just you guys are just mashing the hell out of this poor thing. But you don't have a ton of sympathy. All right, Tyros.
There's not much I can do in here. I just walk over just a little bit closer and offer any assistance to Olivia or I always forget the girl's name, Bellona.
Yeah, Olivia, and Olivia looks at you. You sort of like earning a little bit of trust. Feels like you guys are not here to do any damage. Have done some good. Vellona knows the role that you've played, and she just, she sort of mouths, I just need a moment.
And with that, I pass my turn.
And with that, Glory, what has she got going on here? She's going to... Oh, I gotta go into combat mode, sorry. Combat. This time she's gonna come down...
Just in time.
Who dat? Oh,
Glory.
Glory, you're up. Did you want to do your turn?
Well, I don't have my fantasy. I don't have fantasy grounds up.
No worries. So how about this? How about so you're, it's your turn. The Grick is in front of you. It's all but dead. Would you like to smash it with your bone staff?
Yes, I would.
So Glory raises her bone staff above her head, and what do you scream out as it comes down upon the Grick?
I sacrifice this grit to my deity, insert name here because I haven't done the research, as my offering of loyalty and future loyalty.
Awesome. And as you sort of mumble those words, it falls on deaf ears because you don't even come close to hitting the Grick.
Oh my god.
And this bone staff you guys just hear it goes like whoosh. On the plus side, it creates this gentle breeze that wafts across Dinjarin. And again, you all think to yourself, man, he smells nice. So you'll have to explain that to Glory later, you guys. All right.
It's the Tickly Toes wine cologne.
What's the Panther cologne?
Ex-Panther.
Oh,
All right.
That's what it is.
So Stephanos is using dash again, 25, and then she's going to get right next to Tempe just in case. That's the rest of her dash, and that is her turn. So she's now within healing distance, and she's like, puts her hand on Tempe and says, "I got you."
My Rilo.
Rilo, Rilo has multi-attack, pulls up his short sword, and says, "This is for my daughter and everything you've done to her." And lunges. And, inspired by Glory, the dagger manages to miss this giant beast. The scout, just continues to comfort Vanola. And this brings us, can you believe it, you guys? We made it all the way to the Grick. The Grukel.
Rilo doesn't have 2 attacks?
No, not when he misses his first attack. Multi-attack only get your second if you hit your first. So,
all right.
But speaking of multi-attacks, these tentacles come down upon Tempe hard. And this time does hit. And see what happens.
I don't think it's missed.
Has it not missed you? Let's see what happens. So you guys see Tempe just crumple to the floor, right? And Stephanos' hand, gently just like brushes along his cape and flutters to the ground, upon his corpse. Tempe is dying. And with that hit, Dinjarin sees a beak heading towards him, and it misses. All right, Tempe, I think this automatically will roll for you. So, because of your boost, your blessings, and the goodness of your colleagues, you've already gotten 2 of your saves covered, right? So it gave you got 2 saves out of this. 1 more save and you're back to life. Dinjarin.
All right. Scroll. So I forgot. If I have my spike chain around on my belt, do I have to take an action to grab it?
No, because that was your secondary. So it's in reach. That was the whole point of sort of making you guys choose all those things.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my spike chain on this thing just in case, because I believe with the spike chain that I have, if I hit and it doesn't get a save throw, I can basically grapple it in a way or knock it prone, I believe.
Of course, you gotta hit it to do that.
That was probably a bad mistake. I probably should have just went with my typical.
You're clever. So this thing is there's blood in this Grick's eyes. It's bare. It's like its breathing is very uneven, right? Its organs are sort of leaking out.
I'll say at last minute, instead of hitting it, I decided to fan my wonderful smell over to it so that it can enjoy its last moments of life.
So you see, it looks confused. It's not sure what's going on. Vanilla's just going to continue to just relax. Next, the top of the thing, I'm going to roll your initiative and start the round. Alexandria, you're up.
How am I always at the bottom?
Well, Tempe's actually at the bottom this time, all the way at the bottom. So despite your disadvantage, you hit. Don't forget disadvantage on damage. Alright, so Alexandria's like, I'm done with this shit, right? Like, this thing took a beating. And as Gruckle, the Grick, dies and breathes its last breath, its eyes do not fall upon Alexandria. They fall upon Dinjarin, and the very last thing he thinks is, man, he smells nice. And then it lays dead on the floor. So you are now out of combat. At that point, because you're not in combat, Stephanos would bring Tempe back to life with her. Let me get into combat mode. So what does she have left? Spell slots. Man, this interface is so confusing to me. I'm so used to the other one. We may have to fire back up the other interface. Oh, I can't find anything because I'm looking at Alexandria. So, Stephanos. She just needs to bring you healthy enough so that you don't die. So she's going to do that with a good old potion of healing. All right. So, Tempe, you got to spend a few minutes with some of your long-lost dead relatives and whatever gods you worship. But alas, you're sucked back into this world. Very hurt, but you're alive. With the aid of your colleagues, you could walk. So, you are all able. Rilo, I'm going to tell you right now, you guys no sooner were done as he sprints out the door to his daughter. Right? And, she's feeling a little bit better, and turns to, and sees him, turns to him and sees him, and is just so relieved that her father didn't perish, because the last time she saw him, he was getting his ass handed to him by a Grick. So, all pretty good there. Do you guys want to regroup in the other room? What do you want to do in here? I defer to you guys.
Did the scout take off?
No, the scout's still here.
Scout's still there.
I gotta say,
Let's ask the scout what she recommends. She's the last.
I was gonna say, let's go in the other room because the fun house turned out to not be so fun, just like the crazy guy said. I don't want to stay in here anymore.
Yep.
I mean, not that I got hurt or anything, but for the others, it wasn't so fun.
All right, so why don't I take the lot of you? And first off, let me go ahead and just do your long moves. I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to I'm going to unlock the tokens. Just move into the room where you want to be. There's nothing nefarious going to happen. I'm going to open up the party inventory, or the party sheet. And experience, I'm going to give you the experiences that you've earned for all of this goodness. So, you have the Funhouse. Make sure it's accurate. So this is going to give you guys 1,350 experience to split. Boom. The second rescuer. Helping Rilo. And that takes care of the experience. So let me award this experience right now. And fun things should happen. All right. Woo! Everyone celebrates. Yeah, so you guys all got a good 300 XP from that, from this little jaunt. Now we get back to the action, so I can close all these windows down. It's been a long time since I've been able to close some combat windows down. That leaves us with what you want to do next. So why don't you guys go ahead and I'm just going to move the party in to the room.
When you have a minute, can you send me the license key to Fantasy Grounds?
No, that's something that you have to buy. Why do you need a license key? You shouldn't need it at all.
Never mind.
Yeah, you're playing. I paid for Ultimate, so you guys didn't have to buy keys.
Weird.
Yeah.
I didn't have to actually put it in. Never mind.
Okay.
Although there's a lot of cool things you can do if you did buy one.
It is $39. It's probably worth it. All right. I guess after 39 sessions, it means that you guys are like official D&D nerds. Just so you know. All right. So you guys walk in and you see Olivia, sort of holding Vinola and explaining to Rilo sort of what's been happening. It turns out, the father seems both, relieved and proud that his daughter is not this sort of troubled, hoodlum, and instead is actually fighting on the side of good. He's a little uneasy as he's seen just how deep she is in this, right? Stealing maps from the Black Fists, right? Investigating dragons. Doesn't let a father sleep at night, but it's much better to know that than to think that this was her sort of reacting or rebelling against her mother's death. So, what do you want to do? No, because you get the feeling that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I want to know how Olivia got in here. Did she come through the same way we did? Because the guard locked it on us. Or...
You mean, yeah, Olivia? She's like, I stepped over over the threshold like anyone would. I just unlocked the door.
Did you happen to see a guard on your way in that you may have dispatched?
Well, I will just tell you that I saw a guard, but the guard did not see me.
Did you dispatch of this guard?
For all intents and purposes.
Okay. Just making sure, because otherwise we may not want to stay here too long.
Well, she assures you that she does not want to stay here too long anyway, and time is of the essence, and wants to get Vinola back, back to the order for a good dose of healing, some debrief, as well as maybe a good night's sleep before they continue their adventures.
Samesies.
So Rilo is like, thank you so much. I have to see where his.
By the way, for some reason, Alexandria's character looks like a Ninja Turtle on the map.
Yeah, the avatar has changed on Dinjarin too.
Yeah, they refreshed them. So she is literally a turtle, which was the closest I could find that looked like a bird. So I'm gonna find another bird. Very soon. So into your inventory, if you remember correctly, Rilo promised you future discounts and then a potion of healing. So let me pull that into your party inventory. If it ever starts responding. There it is. All right, you got some good stuff in there, guys. You got some Grick hides, Grick tentacles. There's a potion of healing now. And that's into that. And what else was promised? You got your XP, your treasure. Oh, he's also giving you the 50 gold he promised you? So... $928. And a magnifying glass.
We can use that to start fires.
So I've got to get the items, and there it is. Fine magnifying glass. Bloop, right into the place. So you got some good stuffs. So, if Olivia is like, I must be off. May we take our leave of you? And Glory, I think, would say, "Well, time out there, Tex. What's this about a map? Sounds like some potential forbidden knowledge. Am I right, Glory? I just remembered you're here, and I don't have to speak for you."
Yeah. What's up with this map? I want to see a map.
Like we can't.
Map.
Yeah, we can't give you too many have died for this map. However, you guys seem like good people.
You're also tough as shit.
You are tough as shit.
Killed like 3 grickles.
And
we've dealt with dragons in the past, so if you have dragon problems, there's nothing.
Let me decide.
Can you guys
what's best for me?
Roll a persuasion for me?
Okay.
Both you and Dinjarin, because the two of you were talking.
Why does Dinjarin have to overtalk me? Persuasion, there it is. Wow, never been good at it.
In this scenario, it's probably good he overtalked you a bit, because she seems persuaded. So she's like, "Look, now is not the time, and there's no world where, with this much loss, I would hand over this map to you. We've sacrificed too much for it. However, I'm often found at the Laughing Goblin. It's a tavern on the port side of on the docks over on the east. I'm trying to remember the directions. No, the west, sort of the northwest part of Phlan. You can find me there. I'll buy you pints and can fill you in more on this. But that's the future, and now we must be off.
Sounds like my kind of place. The Laughing Goblin.
So with that bit of news, the lot of you, you guys are going to head back to Madame Friona's tea kettle, where you've been told that one can find adventure. Let me share it with you. And get you guys, I gotta remove the bad guys from this thing. Scout, remove. Vanilla, remove. Rella, remove. Should just be you guys now. Awesome. So you guys plop into the tea kettle. And you're back home. And Madame Friona, she greets you with a hearty, "Welcome back, adventurers. Your rooms are clean, the food is good, the ale is cold."
Sorry that my compatriot is getting blood all over your floor. He just needs a rest, and I'm sure he'll...
I'm in need of a long rest.
A long rest, Habit. And with that, the sort of the scene fades out.
The sun rises and sets over the town of Phlan, over the horizon of Phlan.
And sort of the scene fades away as you guys get your long rest, you drink your ale. Glory just mashes a scone into her mouth. In real life, it looks as well. Long time waiting for that scone again. And the last thing, that sort of rattles in your brains is, we need to make our way to this laughing goblin. But that's a tale for a season 2. And with that, my friends and my adventurers, you have played your first full season of Dungeons and Dragons. You have completed the Defiance of Phlan campaign. So here's some fun facts. If we go into the party sheet and into combat, the damage that you guys have done is tracked here, and it's pretty interesting stuff. For instance, your top 2 damage dealers. Number 1 is Alexandria. Oh, I'm sorry. Believe it or not, number 1 is Tyros.
How did that happen?
I know, we make a lot of fun, but it's Tyros.
I know.
Followed by Alexandria, then Dinjarin, then Glory, then Tempe, and then Stephanos. Now, Stephanos is your healer. So, now Tempe, I swear that you've done far more damage than it seems. But I think
A lot.
I think you're the slow and steady wins the race guy. I think you chisel away and you make some critical hits. But I thought these stats were pretty interesting, right? For instance, Tempe, Glory, and Dinjarin are like the fumble king and queens in this game, man. Like that, you guys have fumbled quite a few times. That said, Glory is also like owning crits. Right, she's had more crits than anybody by a long shot, so it sort of balances out. The good news is that all of you seem to, well, with the exception of Tempe, have had more crits than fumbles, so that's a good thing. This last run was pretty awesome for Stephanos. This was her biggest kill, right? Tyros, yours was the swarm of cranium rats back in the Goblin Escape Caves. So good stuff.
Right.
So anyway, I thought this was pretty interesting. There's some pretty interesting moments here. Of course, the GM also gets some credit. Like, I've taken 2,211 points of damage, right? So that's a lot.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of damage. But I hope you guys have really enjoyed this run. There's a lot of things you sort of there's this theme of dragons happening, and there's this theme of knowledge.
You failed to mention that Tempe has taken 198 hits of damage compared to the...
Yeah. I thought, as I realized that this story was a tale of woe for Tempe, which, by the way, until I just looked at that just now, I had no idea, Tempe, that you were the beat 'em up kid.
Oh yeah. I'm the punch bag.
What's the blue numbers underneath?
That's this session.
Oh, okay.
And those will go so as soon as I close, those will be gone. So they're only good for this session. I used to if you guys want, I can continue to sort of screenshot those at the end of the games going forward. If you guys are interested in that information.
I mean, now that we know where to look.
Yeah, so it's on the combat thing. So you guys have you're unwinding this tale of forbidden knowledge. There's some shenanigans going on with being able to control creatures. There's definitely a dragon problem. There's an incredible number of factions, as Tempe found out when he inadvertently, tried to find a path to alignment through the groups of Phlan. There's just so many, right? And you're unpacking a lot of these. When season 2 starts next week, you'll still be in Phlan, but I bet you're going to make your way over to the Laughing Goblin for a bit. Some things to consider. Let me know offline. What are your characters doing? This is an extended rest, right? So you guys are going to do some serious recovery. You can learn spells. You can unpack things. You don't have to answer it now. Just sort of do some research into your character and what you sort of want your character to be for the next season, right? This is where if there's changes that you want to make, we can talk about augmenting your characters. Tempe, if yours is nerfed a bit and you really want to rethink, or he goes away and you roll something else, like, I'm happy to do that. Like, whatever you guys want to do. But we're going to start season 2 all healed up, all fresh. It's going to continue this narration, so you're not leaving this story. This is just the end of the first season chapter. I believe there's like 18 chapters total, so we could play for like 18 more years, I guess. One of the fun facts about this campaign is this was a campaign that all 5 of these, with the exception of the Goblin Escape, which I wrote, that little interlude, and with the exception of the A Christmas Story. A Christmas Carol, which was a Christmas campaign. The rest of these, all of the Phlan stuff, each of these were meant to be done in a total of 5 hours for everything. So each session can be run in 1 hour. So like from the moment that the person comes into the tavern saying, "Hey dudes, I need some help," from that moment until the the resolution that we just had, that can all be done in 1 to 2 hours total. So, but today what
bickering within the party.
There you go. So what's interesting is today was the first day that you guys combat went. We did 3 or 4 rounds. That used to take us the entire session to do 1 or 2 rounds of combat. You guys knocked this stuff out fast, so we're done. It's 12:30 and we're done. Right? And some of you, hey, Milan, where are you in San Jose?
I'm in Palo Alto currently.
Because I guess we forgot to tell you that everyone is getting together at my house if you get bored and you want to come over this afternoon.
Oh, cool.
I'll text you my address in case you decide. Yes, literally today. I just realized that you're not on any of our op mechs, right? You're because you're not an employee, you're just a friend.
It's true. I don't, in fact, work at PayPal.
So yeah, if you get bored, I'll send it. I think people will be here from 1 to probably 4 or 5. So there's no pressure to come at all, but you are welcome to join us.
Did you tell her why though? It's Joe's last. Oh
yeah, it's Joe's going away party.
Wow! Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Good stuff. So let me go ahead and end this episode by saying, I'm guessing that the voices aren't working again. Oh, there they are. Am I echoey? Yep. Until next time on the Smite Force Chronicles. All right, so let me go ahead and wind down the official event. It's been fabulous. I've really enjoyed this run with you guys. I mean, I can't thank you enough for bearing with me as we've sort of figured this stuff out. I feel like we kind of a little bit know how to play D&D now, and it only took 60 hours.
Don't worry. Next season, we'll work on getting sponsors.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm sure that's going to happen. All righty, then.